Is your business returning to the office? And are you in need of some strategies for working with unvaccinated staff and customers? Since the first COVID-19 vaccine was distributed in the US last year, nearly 170 million Americans have been vaccinated. Sounds like a lot of people, right? In reality, this is just a little over half of the eligible population. Today, we're going to talk about why some of your employees may be unvaccinated, as well as some strategies on how you can successfully work with your employees who choose to not get the vaccine. I'm Noel, and this is Jotform. Let's go. Even with strong encouragement to get vaccinated, Americans still have the freedom to decide whether or not they want to. This can make the decision for employers to have their staff head back to the office complicated. If this describes your situation, you'll need a few strategies up your sleeve to help navigate the situations and accommodate the needs of both groups as best as possible. A great place to start is with a survey. Ask your employees what their vaccination status is with vaccine attestation forms. Requiring proof of vaccination status is up to you. It's worth noting that vaccination cards don't contain any legally protected health info, so employers won't run into any legal trouble if they ask to see them. Results can go two ways. Either your employees are all vaccinated, or you'll have a mix of both vaccinated and unvaccinated employees. If you wind up in that camp, record which employees fall into which category with vaccine refusal forms. America is the land of the free, meaning any American adult can legally refuse the COVID-19 vaccine based on the following reasons: a disability or medical condition, a sincere religious belief, or the fact that the vaccine is being distributed via emergency use authorization. If your employees have refused the vaccine for the first two situations, employers should ask for documentation of the condition or belief. Lawyers recommend talking to these employees to determine what accommodations they'd prefer. If their needs and your desires align, the solution should be pretty straightforward. Employers aren't legally responsible for accommodating these employees, but it's best practice to avoid any potential lawsuits. When it comes to the third reason, legal experts say it's less clear how to respond. The law dictates that individuals have to be informed both of the right to refuse as well as the consequences. How the law defines these consequences remains to be seen, but it's a good bet this refers more to health safety than job safety. Stakes are high for employers when it comes to their employees and their vaccination status. While the best approach is unique to your industry and/or business, here are 3 common and helpful strategies you can choose from when getting back to work. During the pandemic, most companies shifted to remote work. If your employees were successful and proved productive while working from home, the easiest solution may be to simply keep them right where they are. Allowing employees to continue to work from home, if possible, is a great place to start. You can apply this policy to staff regardless of vaccine status, or you can limit it to unvaccinated workers. It's up to you, your company, and which options work best for you. Another option is putting unvaccinated employees on temporary leave. Be wary of doing this, though, as this could lead to some potentially sticky situations. The Americans with Disabilities Act allows businesses to exclude employees who pose a genuine threat to the health and safety of the workplace or general public. However, if employees were to file discrimination claims or retaliate for being kept out of the office, you'd have to prove those staff members did, in fact, pose a threat. This can be hard if employees were in the office at any point during the pandemic before vaccine distribution. As in all relationships, communication is key. Be transparent with all your employees throughout your policy-making process. If strategy 1 doesn't seem like a good fit, try bringing all employees back into the office while also retaining precautions such as personal protective equipment, testing, and social distancing measures. Try separating vaccinated and unvaccinated employees in the office, including on different floors. You can also try scheduling vaccinated and unvaccinated employees on different shifts to minimize interaction and risk. While a company-wide policy for required mask wearing is a good idea, some companies have implemented a policy where only unvaccinated staff are required to wear masks or social distance. as well as required COVID-19 tests weekly. The ideal solution depends on the needs of your business and your staff. However, lawyers have noted that unvaccinated employees aren't a protected class of workers. This means you can require unvaccinated staff to test negative for COVID-19 before returning to work, as well as submit a self-declaration form when necessary. Remember to tread lightly when it comes to separating vaccinated and unvaccinated employees, as it could result in allegations of bias if unvaccinated employees opted not to get the vaccine due to religious grounds. Due to the conversation of vaccines being so politically charged, employers may want to avoid possible resentment among staff forced to use different facilities or precautionary measures. If your place of business requires more interaction with the general public than a desk job, then you may want to simply require employees to get vaccinated. Some companies aren't requiring employees to receive vaccines outright, but are instead charging unvaccinated workers more for health insurance each month. This reportedly costs around $20 to $50 per paycheck, or as much as $1,200 per year. This acts as a subtle encouragement to get vaccinated. At the end of the day, businesses really can go as far as firing employees who refuse vaccinations because they have a lot of leeway in establishing workplace rules. Unless, of course, there are specific laws against those rules. Overall, vaccines, much like masks, are a hot-button issue. We're having to rethink our workplace policies when it comes to the health and safety of employees and customers. Handling the situation with certainty and care is your best option. Let's recap. In reality, it is unlikely that all your employees will be vaccinated. Survey your employees to learn about their status. Self-declaration forms are also helpful and easy to use. Strategy 1. If found that during the pandemic your employees were productive working from home, keep it going. Also consider temporary leave as an option for those who are unvaccinated. Strategy 2. Retain precautions such as personal protective equipment, required testing for unvaccinated staff, and social distancing requirements while at work. Perhaps you'll benefit from separating unvaccinated and vaccinated employees in the office. Strategy 3. Make vaccines required to return to work, if possible. And remember to keep an eye on the legality of vaccine requirements. Think through these strategies with your team and land on the best strategy for you and your employees. And remember to be transparent and communicative. That can go a long way when dealing with sensitive subjects. Thanks for tuning in to Jotform. Until next time, I'm Noel. Stay safe.